someone tell me what this machine is, or do y'all know what it does? Today I want to discuss kidney failure. First I will discuss how kidneys function, and then I'll discuss what kidney failure is and how it affects your health. Learning about your health is important. Being healthy or getting routinely checkups help. That way if you notice a change in your body or the way you feel, you can act immediately rather than later. And if you have a health issue, they can take care of it. First, let's discuss what kidneys are. Kidneys are 2 organs in your body that play a vital part of us in our everyday life. Kidneys remove toxic waste and extra water from our blood in our urine. Urine flows from our kidneys to our bladder. What is waste? Waste is blood in our urine that's breakdowns of everyday food that we intake and our muscle activities. Waste that develops in our blood is needed to be flushed out daily in our system. Does anyone know what kidney failure is or the signs of that? Kidney failure is a condition where our kidneys lose the ability to remove waste and fluids. African Americans are often the most 4 times likely as whites to develop kidney failure. While Africans make up 13% of the population, 35% of those people are diagnosed with kidney failure. In the U.S., Hispanics are diagnosed with kidney failure each year. Since 2000, the number of Hispanics with kidney failure has increased over 70%. Chronic kidney disease is a long-lasting disease that leads to renal failure. Chronic disease can be stable with medications, but eventually will lose all its function. Some signs that you can look for in kidney failure are nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, fatigue, weakness, sleep problems, changes in how much you urinate, decrease in mental sharpness, muscle twitchings and cramps, swelling of the feet and ankles, persistence, itching, chest pain, if fluids build up around the heart, shortness of breath if fluid builds up around the lungs, and high blood pressure. Acute renal failure is developed and can develop very rapidly and be fatal. Symptoms include decrease in urine, nausea, fatigue, and shortness of breath. Kidney failure can be very fatal if not taken care of. We as humans can live without one kidney, but if they're both not functioning correctly, there's other options that we have to lean toward to get them to work. Our first option is going to be hemodialysis. Does anybody know what hemodialysis is? This treatment can be done at a facility or your own home. This treatment is done with a dialysis machine, which is the one that we showed you in the previous picture. This machine is used to function as your own kidney would. It removes small amounts of blood through a man-made membrane called a dialyzer. It cleans out the toxins that your kidney can no longer remove from your body. Dialysis is typically done 3 days out of the week for about 4 hours. During this time, this machine removes the waste from your body, salt, and extra water, while still keeping safe levels of chemicals like potassium and sodium in your system. The other type of treatment for kidney failure would be transplant. When you receive a kidney transplant, it could be either from a living donor or a deceased donor. A transplant is done with a healthy kidney through an operation that takes about 10 hours. This kidney, which is a good kidney, will be placed inside your body on top of your other kidneys that are damaged. Typically, they remove the old ones, but in most cases, they leave those and just place the new one on top. Studies show that people with kidney transplants live longer than those on dialysis. And this is the machine. They kind of put in 2 needles, one that flows and takes the blood out from the artery into the machine. This is the dialyzer, and this kind of flushes all the waste out, and then it travels back into your body, the clean blood that they cycle through.
Oh.
Although you can live a normal, healthy life after a transplant, you still have to take anti-rejection medications to keep your kidney from failing. This is followed by several checkups. The medication will last as long as your kidney will. As for the checkups, the first year is critical. You have to go several times a week to get checked, and as time passes and the year passes, your checkups will decrease. Being able to share this information is something dear to me because of my personal experience. I want to spread awareness to those who may have had some symptoms and not know the reason. Talk with your doctor and make an appointment to see if chronic renal failure is what you have. There's not a cure for this, but if you catch it in early stages, you can prolong dialysis and other things that may come along the way. I chose this topic because it's close to me. On August 5th, 2003, my husband was diagnosed with renal failure. We both were young with 2 young children and had no clue what renal failure was. We saw our specialist and was told that if he took a certain medication, it would prolong the process of getting on dialysis, or it would speed up the process and basically his kidneys would crash and we'd have to get on dialysis even sooner. For his case, it basically crashed. He wasn't able to prolong that situation. He had to go on dialysis immediately. He had to go 3 days out of the week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 4 hours, and he was on dialysis for 7 years. He was called twice on standby for a kidney, but never received one. Finally, on August 7th, 2011, he received a transplant from a deceased candidate. It was a blessing because it was on his actual birthday. He has had this transplant for 7 years now and is living as normal as can be. Even though we didn't know much information on this, we were determined to find out. There are many resources available. Take the time to know your body, know your kidneys, and be aware. There are many resources out there for you. This is a picture of the transplant where they insert basically the 3rd kidney. These are the 2 damaged ones and then the transplanted kidney. Wow. These are the resources. WebMD, of course, if you have any symptoms, you can kind of look it up there. The USA Renal Data System, that's a good one, especially if you're diabetic, because diabetic also leads to kidney and renal failure. Mayo Clinic just has articles based on kidney failure. And the best one that I like is National Kidney Foundation, because this one has free healthcare checkups that they have different locations at, resources for medications, kidney awareness walks, peer support, and also organ donation and transplant information. Thank you.